That's probably the hardest thing versus Greninja. However, it's not exactly easy for Greninja to juggle Fox. If a Fox is good at mixing up his aerials, his landings.
Now, do you think Fox has a better air game than Greninja? Or Greninja's jump too high? You know, it seems like he can reach a lot of characters in the air.
Wait, what was the question?
I said, do you think Fox's air game is a little better than Greninja's?
Most of Greninja's most of his aerials are, well, not even most. His Nair and his Fair are pretty. They have pretty low lag. Well, they're laggy a little bit. And up air and back air come out pretty fast. But how are you gonna really juggle me with back air? So really, he has up air. So no, I think Fox's aerials are a lot stronger.
Now, can you out prioritize his up air?
No, I can't. No. His up air will beat anything I do. However,
so what do you do to punish it?
I just avoid it. Just avoid getting up aired. Yep. But he wasn't going for it that much because I feel like at the beginning he was like trying, but he realized it wasn't working. So he wanted to stay grounded and try to punish my landings. But even then, I was still mixing him up. There was a point where he did manage to get the 3 up smashes on me in a row, which was really good. But other than that, I think I had most of the control over the match, even when I was down.
Well, I mean, we saw some excellent display, Fox from you.
Yeah.
So,
no.
I mean, a lot of Fox mains can definitely learn a thing or two.
Fox is not a bad character in this game. Don't be mistaken at all. It's just, guys, it takes the players that, really played with those characters back in the previous titles to really bring out what they can do in a new game. So,
well, I was talking to Orion about it, about how do you think the game will evolve from the DS to the Wii U. Do you think the same meta is going to apply, or it's going to be just a little bit different?
I'm doing 2 things at once.
Oh.
Actually, I'll answer that after this match. But right now, we have Nairo versus Orion. Pretty classic in the NJNY region. Nairo usually does beat Orion. He has beaten him every single time. But I've seen, Zelda for most of this tournament from Nairo. And I'm really surprised because usually he just brings out the Robin, But I think he really wants to try and, give Zelda a lot more exposure, just as I'm doing with Fox, because I go primarily Ness. But I want to show that, what Fox can do and that he's still around, still alive.
I mean, Zelda definitely, I've seen a lot of people, show her a little bit of love in terms of using her. And her pressure is a little bit different than your classic, jump air. She's like a more grounded-based character.
Yeah.
I don't really see her, juggling in the air. I do see some short hop forward airs, but being as though there's a little landing lag, I don't see it as much as I did in Brawl.
Yeah.
So, I'm definitely curious to see, how far Zelda can really go on the tier list.
I think Zelda is an exceptionally good character in this game. A lot of people are still trying to say she's a bad character, but I disagree. I really disagree, and it's not because of my bias with Nairo. Looking at this character's tools and how they've evolved and transitioned from Brawl to this game, she seems to get rewarded a lot more than she did in Brawl. And with her kill power and excellent moves, her smashes are quick, man.
Yeah, they are.
So I feel like she's a good character in this game.
I'm loving her recovery. The fact that it hits on both ends, and it kills.
An offensive recovery.
Yes.
Given to Zelda.
A teleporting recovery, so gimping it is a little difficult to do.
I feel like this Zelda is truly a very good Zelda, and I just can't wait to see more from her. But right now, we have Orion taking the first stock against Nairo Zelda. Very surprising. I do feel like if Nairo were to drop this game, he will go Robin.
I mean, definitely. From watching this match, it seems like Orion is definitely keeping the distance from Zelda.
Yeah.
I've definitely seen a couple, combos, but, he's definitely respecting Zelda's zone, retreating when necessary. Like, as you can see, there was a, quick, easy way to follow up, but he doesn't want to be punished by it. So it's pretty good, to keep that space, considering his percent, because Zelda can kill, so.
Yeah. All right, now we're having a hard time versus Orion right now. Tries to go for a mix-up with up B, but just teleports into place because Orion was off stage. What's he going to do? Up B off stage? Die?
No.
Nope. Oh, man.
Oh.
Nairo is very good at landing those weak hit dares.
I think that's actually one of Zelda's nice and easy. It's probably her safest way to return to the stage.
Yeah.
Because it actually has a little bit of stun, so it allows her to return, I guess, in a sense, safely. It doesn't have much priority, but, the usage of it, is definitely displayed to its maximum by Nairo.
Orion really frame trapping Zelda right now, punishing air dodges with back airs and clean aerials. Zelda is still a lightweight character,
yes,
so she's susceptible to dying at any moment right now. And Orion is just keeping the pressure on, playing a very good spacing game away from Nairo, trying to not take too much damage.
Now, what do you think is Zelda's strong point? I mean, I don't see people pressuring with Dense Fire as much. I see people use it, but it never really connects. Do you think it's just a little spacing?
It's really when you're really far away, like that range, it's good to use Dense Fire as a zoning tool. However, you can't just really throw it out because it's a highly punishable move if you miss. So Nairo's just taking the safe route, really trying to come back. I know that he wanted to at least dare Orion to try to make a very good comeback, but Orion was able to take his stock very fast.
Now, do you think Sheik is too fast for Zelda?
I honestly do think so. I think Sheik does have the upper edge in this matchup, and I do foresee a switch because this is 2 out of 3. This is not 3 out of 5. But major props to Nairo going Zelda, and you know the game isn't over yet. Nairo can pull something out. He is known for his comebacks. You know, me and Nairo are both sponsored by F-Step, so we have to play very serious. It's, you know, Smash has gotten a lot more serious from us being sponsored now, so I do foresee him switching to Zelda if this doesn't actually work out.
I love that recovery. It's so good.
And you know, Orion just playing that patented weight game that he did in Brawl. Very defensive player like myself. Nairo is having a very hard time coming back and even dealing with these needles. I feel like Orion is very tired of losing to Nairo, and so he wants to come back. Lands the clean up air that will not close out game 1. Ooh, rage effect almost ends up killing Nairo. Orion lands a bouncing fish, and now take game 1. Going to Orion.
I think that's the first bouncing fish I saw of this match.
Oh, I gotta look at Nairo. Hey, Nairo! Need to drink my water real quick so he knows it's real. Alright. I assume the Robin switch is gonna happen. Orion playing exceptionally well. Very well. Orion's opinion of this game is quite funny. It's like, oh, I don't think any of us are good right now.
So do you think there's any chances of other stages aside from Battlefield, Final Destination, and Yoshi's Island being usable in the future?
Not for 3DS. No. Yeah, we're pretty limited. I know the All Is Brawl, Nintendo Dojo ladder, they have Jungle Japes and something else legal, and I don't know why. Jungle
Japes, the one with the river?
Yeah, with the, you know, insanely high ceiling. But that's Nintendo Dojo. We're here at HTL, Game 2 with Orion and FS Nairo.
It seems like he's stuck with Zelda. I think without
I'm surprised
platforms,
he's stuck with Zelda. I think he knows that he has the ability to win this match, and so he wants to do it with Zelda, which is actually his favorite character. Wow! Orion is
nice
really sticking it to Nairo right now with those fair strings. Alright, nice little string by Nairo. So what Nairo doesn't want, he doesn't want to let Orion get ahead in this match very early like he did previously because it was very hard to make a comeback. Sheik's speed is really a problem for Zelda. Reads the air dodge and punishes with an up smash. Very good by Nairo. Good bouncing fish. That move is deceptively fast. Players do often get caught with it. Alright. Both players are relatively high percents. And I'm liking these shock needles. I wasn't a fan of them when I first picked them, but I like the way Orion's
So what exactly do these shock needles do?
These shock needles stun you. Rather than, you know, you kind of flinch when you get hit with her regular needles.
Okay.
You get stunned with these needles. Like, it's pretty bad.
The custom recovery definitely adds a little bit to Sheik's repertoire.
That quick recovery she has on her up B actually enables her to go for a lot more edge guards. Like, she can get back to the ledge fast enough if she runs out of her jumps. Will this be a kill? Orion punishes with a down B, taking Nairo's first stock of this match. This is winner's semis, so this winner of this match will go on to winner's finals.
And a nice kill.
Yes, Nairo lands the up B. Okay, Nairo back to being juggled.
See, I think Zelda has a hard time early game because she'll just get caught with a lot of string of attacks due to her lightweight.
Exactly.
You know, but after a while, I guess after the percentage is dealt on, you know, she has enough spacing to actually recover. But Sheik's speed is just too fast, in my opinion.
Too fast, and Orion is a very defensive player, not afraid to camp you and time you out. And if it means winning, Orion is going to do it. So Nairo's going to want to not let this lead slip away too far. He's going to want to hang on to the stock or potentially take the first stock before Orion. There he goes,
Nice
getting
up
punished
smash.
with up smash yet again. Orion needs to watch his landings. Nairo is catching on. Coming back. Nice bouncing fish. Sheiks are getting very good at landing that move. Oh my gosh, if Nairo followed up with it, that could have done a lot.
Yeah.
Okay. Good back air, weak hit. Alright, Nairo off stage. Up B is a little too early, but Orion does not capitalize on it. That was a good up B to try to punish the bouncing fish's landing. Ooh! Throwing out bouncing fish a little bit too much. Needs to be careful. Wow, he goes too high, so the second part of up B doesn't actually connect.
So do you think that option's out of the question now?
Not
For
really,
the rest of the
actually.
stock?
I actually don't know how the move works too much, to be honest. So I don't know if that was just a random thing or that was actually, just
As the
not
directional
gonna work.
influence probably influenced.
Yes, Orion is throwing out too many of these bouncing fishes. Dies are okay, and Nairo comes back, takes the stock first.
So I believe Zelda may probably play a little bit of a camping game at this moment to hold on to the stock a little longer.
And Nairo's going to want to try to hold on to this as long as he can. Orion's going to have to get the kill very quick. Now, she can rack up damage pretty fast, but
Yes,
when
she
it
can.
comes to killing, she lacks in that department. She doesn't have enough kill power. She's really a character that depends on edge guarding your opponent to get your percent or net an early KO. Misses the down B. Now, Nairo is he's charging ahead in this game.
I see a more of an offensive Zelda than I would have thought defensive.
Nairo isn't a player known for actually being very campy. Alright, that's a good down smash by Orion to take Zelda's second stock. Both players on last stock. Orion at 47%. Orion wants to land these strings necessary to get Zelda to a good enough percent where he will be back in this game. Because right now, Nairo just seems like he's running away with it.
Yeah. Oh, they're both on their last stock.
Alright, and the scary part about this is that Orion is now at kill percent. Wow, and that up B will close out game 2.
Okay, so I do see the potential, Zelda. Maybe it was the type of stage that they were playing on prior
Definitely,
to.
definitely.
She can definitely maneuver on those platforms better than Zelda. So do you think now you'll see that switch that you're, expecting due to that counter pick?
What's up?
I said, do you think you'll see that switch on Zelda's end due to the counter pick?
I feel like Nairo might have something to prove this game, so he might be staying, actually. Yeah. Alright, 1-1. We're going to game 3, Orion versus Nairo.
I'm just kind of surprised. This game definitely came such a long way, from, when it began. I would not have expected Sakurai himself to actually put such a competitive thought into the game and, trying to get the community to say, hey,
Nintendo recognized. Senpai noticed us.
Yes.
Senpai definitely noticed us. I'm appreciative. I really am.
Yes, I am too. Very.
So we have game 3, Orion versus FS Nairo. Back to Battlefield. This is where they played game 1, correct?
Yes,
Okay,
this is
back
where
to
they played game
Battlefield.
1.
Orion choosing his stage that he won on.
I'm expecting to see something different from Nairo's gameplay since the last match on here.
I'm actually expecting Orion to also adapt because he was having a very difficult time not only killing Nairo, but just coming back in general from being down. Now, when you are a very defense-oriented player, you thrive off of your opponent being down, so you can just bait attacks, punish them out of shield, etc. Now, when your opponent has the lead, it's kind of hard in a sense to come back because instinctively you want to play defensive, you want to wait for them, but they have the lead. You have no choice but to go in. So I feel like this game is going to go to whoever gets the first stock.
You know, I definitely feel like this matchup, it definitely throws Zelda off her game a bit. You know, because you're forced to play at Sheik speed.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, and if Zelda can't move that fast, you know, then what are you going to do to punish? And how many options are you left with?
Wow. Okay, that was risky by Nairo, but he doesn't receive too much of a punishment for using that. It's called... Orion's going to want to be a little bit careful going off stage. Nairo's not afraid to throw out that dare because weak hit can still spike you. The weak hit of dare does leave you in a little bit of stun, like you
nice
said.
Bouncing fish.
All right, and Orion takes the first stock.
I tell you, that move is definitely... It's a scary kind of move. It's so deceptive, like you said before. You know, I find myself being caught by it quite often. More than I need to.
Alright, so Orion's going to want to try to rack up as much damage with needles as he can. Nairo reads that roll and punishes with a grab. So rolls are kind of better in this game, but they are not. They're far from being unpunishable. Okay, that was
nice
a
back air.
Bad side B, leaving Sheik very open to a fair. And we're back to square one.
I love what they did with Zelda's Nair, neutral air. It combos quite nicely. I actually saw someone, you know, using Zelda and drag them straight down with it.
How do you feel about the Phantom?
Phantom, I'm not a fan of it. You know, I definitely did my fair share of testing Zelda. For one point is that the Phantom does provide a little bit of protection, as you just saw there.
Yeah.
She could not approach. I don't consider it an offensive option, but it's more so defensive, especially for recovering. I feel, you know, is definitely the best time to use it.
So it seems
and
like
edge camping.
Orion plays a lot better when they're both on the same stock. Because right now Nairo's having a hard time actually hitting Orion, but I speak too soon. Orion tries to go for an edge guard, but you know, Zelda does teleport, so it's really hard to kind of stage spike her.
Mm-hmm. But I tell you, Zelda's very easily caught in a combo by Sheik early percent.
That was a good empty hop.
Which actually gives him the, you know, the advantage early game.
Yeah. All right, Nairo at 127%. You want to kill your opponents as fast as possible in this game due to the rage effect. And I love the usage of platforms that Orion is doing to guide his movement. He will end up taking Nairo's second stock. Nairo on his last stock, Orion at 44%. Orion's going to really want to run away with this lead in order to maintain this game and finally beat Nairo. Nairo with the clutch spike on Orion brings the game right back to 0-0.
Very nice. I mean, you warned everyone, you know.
I told
them. Be very careful.
You want to play as safe as possible. Nairo is very known for his comebacks.
I think this is where you're going to see both players become very defensive.
Right now, Nairo is going in on Orion. Orion having a very hard time coming back at the moment. Playing almost a little bit scared. Ends up getting Nairo into a good string, though. Throws out the blast grenade. I think that's what it's called. Burst grenade, maybe. I'm not sure. Alright, it would be a shame to see Nairo Orion actually lose this. He was playing very well previously. Right now, both players are neck and neck. Orion whiffs the punish on Nairo's dash attack. Nairo throwing out that up B. That can be costly if he continues to do that. Okay, Orion cannot afford too many hits anymore.
They're both at 92. Zelda just takes a hit.
Bouncing Fish is very useful right now because it can leave Sheik vulnerable, and Nairo will capitalize on that. Orion gets the back air, tries to punish. Oh,
punish. And,
wow. And all right, Nairo does end up taking the set.
And he shows another great display of Zelda.